What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today, man, we are going to speed ahead in this North Carolina Tar Heel Dynasty. We started off with Indiana way back when with Vin Lasso, and now we're in year, I want to say we're in year 11, I think. It's the end of year 11. We've done all that we can. We signed Green, Taylor, and Clark, a quarterback, a middle linebacker, and a receiver. We are trying to improve this team. We're trying to win the ACC. We still have not been to an ACC championship game, and if you can't do that, you're probably not going to get to a national championship game, and that has been the case. Our bowl record, though, is pretty solid. So, conference championship game, you got Northern Illinois going up against Buffalo. Northern Illinois gets the win. SEC title game, LSU upsets number 1 Georgia 35-31. Major upset there. And yeah, LSU just handled business, and sadly Georgia did not, and it might look like they're not gonna go to the national championship game as of right now. Moving on to the Big 12 championship game, Oklahoma, number 14 in the nation, beats number 13 Kansas State. Both quarterbacks balled out, but Walton, 367 yards, 6 touchdown passes, and just a lone interception for Oklahoma. They were able to put it on the team from Kansas State. That sucks for Kansas State. So close to a Big 12 title, but yet so far. On the ACC side of things, number 8 Miami, they beat number 23 Boston College 38-21. The University of Miami wins yet another ACC title, and they're going to be contending for a national title fairly soon because their roster is still fairly young. The receiving corps is talented. Look at that one guy, Allen, 3 catches, 110 plus a touchdown. Boston College might have been, just a little bit of a not an outlier of what's going to happen, but maybe a surprise of what happened this year with them making it to the ACC title, because they play in the same side of the ACC as Florida State. Usually it's that team that's going to make it there, but hey, Boston College did their thing. That has come up short in the ACC title game. Rice, they beat Marshall. It's Rice 24, Marshall 21, and that is that. Where are we going to be bowling now is the question, and we are going to Orlando for the Champs Bowl. Champs Sports Bowl. We're going to be taking on Nebraska, a battle of top 25 teams. We're ranked number 25. They're ranked number 24. When it comes to the Heisman, Barnes from LSU gets the job done. 3,935 yards passing, 71 carries. He also had 39 total touchdowns. That is a season to say the least. Had 2 guys from Florida. You had Odom and Perkins. And here goes the numbers for Jonathan Turner. He should be back. I do not think he's gonna go pro. He should be back for his next season. Hopefully that is the case. Hopefully he can get the job done and get us an ACC title. Ricky Randolph, his last year, he caught 35 passes for 642 yards. And yeah, that's basically it. Kind of a lackluster passing attack. We did get some big plays, but not too much of a consistent threat on the outside. Was any of our receivers. We were kind of on the slower side of things. Nobody was burning it up with their 40 times and so on and so forth. Defense played decently this whole season. Joe Waller was an absolute goon out there, forcing fumbles, getting tackles, defending passes. So, in the Champs Sports Bowl, we would lose to Nebraska 34-17. So we lose the ball game, but they want to extend Vin Lasso for another 3 years. That's a good look. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take a 3-year contract. I do appreciate it. We have not lived up to the hype. Our coaching prestige was at 6 stars. After leaving Indiana, you lose a star, so we went down a star, and ever since we've been losing with North Carolina, we've gone down even further to a 4-star level coach, and that will change things as far as recruiting is concerned. But being a 4-star program and a 4-star coach is still going to help out with things. So here goes the rest of the bowl results. Iowa, they beat Kansas State. Baylor, they beat Bowling Green. USC, they beat Texas A&M. Cal falls to Purdue. Utah, they beat Rice by 3. Ohio State beats Vanderbilt. And then you got USF losing big to Florida State. Arizona State, they beat Illinois. Miami, they fall to Oklahoma. Cincinnati, they beat LSU. Mississippi State versus Florida in the national championship game, which was the Orange Bowl, and Mississippi State got the W. Another SEC versus SEC championship game. So we're going to change things up. We got to get some recruits in. Got to get some bigger caliber players. We've been getting a whole bunch of 3-stars. Got to start trying to get some 5 and 4 stars more consistently, because that's how you're going to build up your team. For the first part of this video, we are still sticking to the mantra of only recruiting in our pipeline during the in-season process, but we're going to change that later on in this episode. So Green, who you saw, we already recruited him. We miss out on Doty. He is going to Texas Tech. We do get Bolden, and yes, getting our middle linebacker situation is very, very important, because Waller, he is going to be leaving. We also get Franklin at quarterback. He could be a good one, 4-star guy there. We get another middle linebacker, and then we get another defensive end. And Coleman, we get White, Zach Wright. He is a halfback. And then a bunch of D tackles. Again, focusing on the defense. I think we're going to be okay on offense, because we do got some guys coming back for their senior year, like Turner, and our receiving core is going to be a year older as well. We get this athlete in Henderson. It's going to be interesting to see where we put him at. And then receiver, another receiver, and another strong safety. These are some 3-star guys. Again, maybe not the greatest recruiting class, but a decent recruiting class nonetheless. The number 1 recruiting class goes to Texas A&M, then Florida, then Michigan, then Florida State, LSU, Arizona, Virginia is number 7. USC is number 8. Virginia Tech is number 9. So the ACC is represented fairly well. Then you got Oklahoma 10, Boston College 11, Arizona State, Texas, Iowa, and then Baylor rounds out the top 15. Baylor got 9 4-stars, 9 3-stars, and 6 2-star recruits respectfully. So we're going to make this guy a free safety. And we're going to look to redshirt him because he is not ready for playing time, and he's already going to be behind a few other free safeties as well. When it comes to the breakthrough guys, not too many breakthrough guys, but we did improve where I feel like we need to improve. So yeah, hopefully there's that. So Joe Waller's actually coming back. Now he's a senior. Last year he was a junior, but now he's a senior. That number 70/74, I had to cut 4 guys. I don't like to cut people. Like, it's college football. I don't like to cut people, but you kind of have to do it in this game. So next recruiting class, I'm going to try to go big with some big names, and then maybe not have the depth there, because you can give 25 scholarships from the in-season process to the off-season process. You can go after 12 guys during the in-season process of recruiting. And then whoever you recruit, that's going to count against the 25 overall scholarships that you can dish out that season. You guys know how college football works, but I figured I would just explain that. Randy Coleman is going to get the red shirt as well. Riley, I think, is going to be nice. 78 overall freshman coming in. Phillips, he has good speed. These linebackers can fly. Like the top guys, they can fly. I was thinking about who the red shirt, who not the red shirt. Middle linebackers definitely going to get red shirt because they're all behind Waller. A bunch of freshmen. I want these guys to come in to the junior and senior year with having a great experience, knowing the program, knowing the system, and be able to ball, because that's what we were able to do with Indiana. Indiana had the best defense that we've ever had in any of these dynasties ever. So, yeah, trying to replicate that as best we can. This is a schedule. We go through a 4-game stretch of being on the road, but then we get a bunch of big opponents at home. And we're ranked number 25. So could this be the year that we maybe shock some people and do what we need to do to get into a big-time bowl game and possibly win the ACC? Again, seniors are Waller, on a linebacker core, and then our quarterback Turner, he's a senior as well. He's gonna have to lead the way for our receivers. Hopefully he can do that. Hopefully we can win some games as we take a look at the All-Americans. Is there anybody outside of Miami, Florida State, Virginia, Virginia Tech, Boston College as an All-American? And when I'm trying to say anybody from UNC, as you can see, no, not really. Nobody is an All-American as far as North Carolina is concerned. But what about all ACC preseason? Do we have anybody there? And you best believe that I'm hoping we do. Is it a guarantee? No. Quarterback, no first team. Halfback, no first team. Receivers, no, not happening. Tight end, nope, not there either. Guard, yes, it's quite ugly. It is quite ugly, I must say that. There we go. Waller, senior middle linebacker. He's all first team, all ACC. That's what I like to see. Second team, again, it's kind of thin out there. It's kind of light out there. Receivers, no. Tight end, no. Offensive line, big no. When Duke has a better center than you, it's probably going to be some trouble out there in the ACC for the UNC Tar Heels. But hopefully all this preseason nonsense means absolutely nothing. But hopefully my guys are looking at it like, hey, this is some straight up foolery, right? Got to be some foolery going on. So top 25 polls, you see it. It's the familiar faces. Stanford's 20, Georgia's 21, Illinois is 22, Nebraska, Virginia, and then North Carolina is number 25. And Barnes is going for another Heisman. He is trying to do it. Can he be the first player to win back-to-back Heisman since, what was his name, Archie Griffin? From Ohio State. I think that's his name. I think that's how it works. I think. These are the guys that we're going to try to go after. Heavy on the offensive side of the ball. We want to replace the guys that we know are going to leave, and we also want to upgrade some positions, like left tackle, D tackle. Again, this guy was interested. I'm interested. Why not? We want to boost up our defense. Guys get hurt. Guys get banged up. It would be good to rotate guys. So we are 2-0. We are 2-0. We put hands on Wyoming. We win that game 44-7. Good look for us. And then we would also beat Florida Atlantic. So 31-28, and we move up to number 23 in the polls. Then we would lose a game, but we would come back and we will beat the Demon Deacons. So no, actually we would beat the Demon Deacons. Then we would lose to North Carolina State. They are a better team than we are, and they beat us by 6. Green has gotten some playing time. He got some playing time with 5 for 7, 140 yards, 1 TD, no interceptions. He is out, though, for the next 2 weeks. So we would beat Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, lose by 10, and then we would come back and we would lose to Virginia Tech, who's ranked number 13 in the nation. They are a perfect 5-0, A overall, B+ offense, A+ defense, man, oh man. So right here, I'm trying to figure out what we can do to help our offense out. We're going to go between balance and we're going to go between spread. We will change up the playbook to Miami's playbook. I think their playbook fits what we want to do with our guys. As of right now, Turner balling out. 14 touchdowns, just 1 interception, 1,598 yards. Chris Brown, he is averaging 4.1 yards a carry as a sophomore, and he has 4 TDs on the ground. White, our freshman, he has a touchdown run as well. Roy Smith, 41 receptions for 494, averaging 12 yards per catch, and 3 TDs for him, 3 TDs for Brown out of the backfield, and Cox also has 3 receiving TDs as well. Offensive line protecting fairly well as well. And now you got Waller leading the way with 50 tackles, 14 for loss. Swain has 13 tackles for loss and 6 sacks. Waller has an interception, and Lane has an interception. I'm like, where my corners at? So maybe let's play a little bit aggressive. We're not going to make it to the national championship. As of right now, we may not make it to the ACC title games. So let's try to mess around with our philosophy and see what we can't get done. We would beat Maryland. So 21-17, we beat Maryland. That was their first loss of the season. And then we will come back after reading our press clippings and lose big to Virginia 45-16. Waller had 13 tackles though. But when he's like the main guy, that means you on the field quite a lot. We will lose to Miami. They're ranked number 2 in the nation. Really not a surprise there. 45-21 is the score. Cox with 329 all-purpose with 2 total TDs. We would get a tackle from North Carolina, Kevin Hill, and a tight end from South Carolina, and Justin Bailey, 6'2", 245 pounds. Indiana is your number 1 team in the nation, followed by Miami, Arizona, Mississippi State, Florida, Tennessee. USC just lost to Arizona, 21-13, so they dropped from number 2 to number 7. Virginia Tech is moving on up to number 12, excuse me. Michigan, they lose to Michigan State. They dropped from number 4 to number 14. Nebraska, they lost to OU. They dropped from number 9 to number 17. Navy's in the top 25, so is Baylor, and Georgia, who just beat Temple 31-14. We also get this guard, Nathan Smith, also from North Carolina. So the guys from North Carolina and South Carolina, they are coming to the squad. We would lose to the Akron Zips. Definitely a down year for what we were hoping for. We did come back and beat Duke. Duke only had 1 win, and they've lost 9 in a row since that 1 win. Gore from Duke, 33 carries, a $192, 2 receptions for 46 yards as well. He was an absolute man out there. So let's go to the conference championship games. You got Buffalo taking on Ball State, and Buffalo will get the job done. 24-21 is your final there. Buffalo is the conference champ. What is that, the MAC? I believe that's the MAC, right? They win it. They are on their way probably to a decent bowl game, you would think, with a 9-3 record. Ball State should be in a decent bowl game as well at 8-4. Not like a New Year's Day bowl. Don't get it twisted, but, a bowl that people kind of respect. I mean, who knows? I don't know these things. But let's move on. SEC title game. Boyd, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. It took 2 quarterbacks from Tennessee to get the job done, and they got the job done. Number 4, Tennessee, 42. Mississippi State, 21. Look at O'Neal, B.O. O'Neal, 24. That's a B.O. O'Neal. Just B. O'Neal, 24 carries, over 100 yards. He was a man amongst boys. Lane, he led the way for Mississippi State as far as receptions go. He had 4 for 63 yards, and yeah, it just wasn't enough. Tennessee really didn't rely too much on their passing game, even though O'Neal, the running back, also caught 3 passes for 66 yards. Townsend, 2 catches for 109, averaging 54.5 yards a catch. Absolutely filthy. Nebraska, they fall in the Big 12 championship game to Texas A&M. You know this game is over because ain't none of these teams in the Big 12 no more. No more. The Big 12 might not even be a thing in a couple of seasons when Texas and OU, they leave for the SEC. Maybe they can get Cal Berkeley to join or something like that. Who knows, man? But yes, Nebraska would fall. They lose by 28. Decent game, though, all around from both quarterbacks, but Texas A&M, they play better as a whole. Hall, 4 catches, 66 yards. Then Harris, 3 catches for 86 yards, plus a touchy. And then Moss, 2 catches, 52 yards, and both of them went to the hizzy for touchdowns. And now let's move on to the ACC title game in Miami, 12-0. Perfect year for them. A perfect year. 12-0. They beat Clemson 49-23. Clemson should still go to, I'm thinking, a New Year's Day bowl, maybe like the Outback Bowl or I don't know, 06 bowls, like what is it, the Capital One? Was the Capital One bowl thing back then? I'm trying to remember, but they should go to a pretty decent bowl game. Livingston for Miami, 4 catches, 63 yards, 2 TDs, and then you got Kennedy. He had 2 catches for 84 yards plus a touchdown. All right, plus a touchy. UTEP, number 12, UTEP puts a spanking on Southern Miss. 49-14 is the final in that one. Southern Miss, they got a running back though. 27 carries, a $140, averaging 5.2 yards a carry. Burkstow from UTEP, 13 carries, 82 yards, averaging 6.3 yards a carry, plus a touchy. And then Paulin, 6 catches, 54 yards. And then you also got Hayes with 2 catches for 52 yards, but it was all UTEP. 11 catches for Kennedy for a $135 and 3 TDs. UTEP, you might have to get on the schedule. That might be a good game. You know what I'm saying? That might be a good game. So Cox, he is going to be an All-American, and he is the returner of the year. Look at that. Ryan Dixon, of Texas A&M. He's going to bring home the Heisman Trophy. O'Neal, then Chavis, and then McDonald and Jackson behind them. There goes O'Neal. He is the Maxwell Award winner. There goes Pollock. He wins the Benerick Award. Franklin Brown, best quarterback from the University of Michigan. O'Neal also wins the Walker Award, the Doak Walker Award. Then best wide receiver goes to Finnery. And then Rodney Hill, best tight end. Best O-lineman goes to Mason of Colorado State. The Remington Award goes to Johnson of Michigan, and Fuqua Lombardi Award for Florida. And then Waller almost got best linebacker. He was a top 6 finalist. That's a good look for him. And I said Waller. He finishes in top 6 for the best linebacker. And then we already know best returner goes to Cox. Also had 63 receptions for 813 yards and a handful, double fistful of touchdowns. So we're going to our bowl game. We're going to mess around with the philosophy one more time. We're going to go with 60% passing, 40% running, because I do think that spreading things out moving forward is going to be the way that we want to do things. We did have a solid recruiting class when it came to quarterbacks last year that are going to be moving on to maybe becoming starters. So hopefully it works out. And it worked out. Look at the numbers. 20 of 26 were around just under 300 yards for Turner. He lit the world on fire, and we get the dub versus Fresno State. Thank you, sir. That is a nice way to wrap up your career. And now let's check out the rest of the bowl games. Georgia, they beat Illinois in the Outback Bowl. A Capital One Bowl, there you go. It's Mississippi and Mississippi State, Michigan beats Mississippi State. Indiana, they're going to beat Miami, and they are your national title winners. It was a perfect team versus perfect team. Indiana came into that game at 11-0. Miami was 12-0, and there you go. Ramsey is going to be graduating. Congratulations. Hope that diploma gets you, or that degree should get you what you want in life, or at least help you pursue that. We also going to be losing Taylor, 88 overall cornerback. This is probably like some of the guys that we did not recruit. I know you guys recruit. No, this is not the guys that we recruited. We're finally getting into a time where we get to see the guys that we recruited, how they are going to pan out and do their thing. All right, so those are the guys that left. These are the top classes. We are not in the top 15, and that's okay, because I did not want to cut anybody. We had a lot of young guys on this team, so we went after just need. So tackle, guard, tackle. I want depth at every position, because I want competition at every position. It's hard getting the running backs, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that, because the play style is going to determine whether guys want to come play for us or not. We might not run the ball enough to get like the top guys, but we are definitely going to try to get the top guys. So we only had around 15 recruits, I believe. This athlete could play quarterback, halfback, or receiver. He's a 65 overall athlete. He'll be a 65 overall quarterback, halfback, or receiver. This guy's a 59 overall athlete, but a 70 overall quarterback. So yes, you're gonna be that guy. Derek Newton. I was like, hold on, player. We got Green. We did not redshirt Green. You guys are basically the same year. And I don't think I showed it, but Green's throwing ability is better than Newton's ability. But Newton's running ability at 86 overall speed is top notch. So we did have to make a decision, and we're going to go with Green. Is that going to work, or should we have gone with Newton? Only time will tell. Thinking about redshirting Todd Spicer, and we are going to do that. He's going to get redshirted. So is Leach, who is the athlete at 70 overall. We do get Chris Brown coming back. Then we get White coming back as well. We're going to redshirt that athlete turned halfback as well. Receivers, I don't think I'm a redshirt anybody. I mean, we do got decent depth, so might as well Michael Holland. But he has 90 overall speed. I'm like, maybe he could play kick returner for us. Let's see what happens. It is Roy Smith's turn to shine. Burks, 92 overall. Then Hill, 87. Bailey comes in at 68. True freshman, not bad. 65 speed isn't great, so I'm going to redshirt him this season. Left tackle's pretty solid, but Kevin Hill, you about to get this red shirt as well. Again, redshirting guys is really a great way to help your team blossom in those later years, and hopefully you can mix it in with some young guys and some veterans, so you're never rebuilding, but you're just reloading and letting these guys do what they do so well. Great depth at linebacker, not so much at cornerback, but the rest of the DBs are looking good. Free safety, strong safety. So this year, it's really heavy on offense. Going after halfbacks, heavy. I'm talking about 5-star guys. Hopefully these guys can catch. Going after guards so we can open up the lanes. Going after a pass rusher, but then tied in. Cornerback got to focus on another pass rusher. I always feel like with defense, I can find guys in the offseason. Offense, not so much. Not so much with offense. So offense, I'm going to start to really zero in on offensive guys when it comes to recruiting during the in-season process. Cox is a preseason All-American. That's a good look. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's really it, though. Nobody from UNC is sniffing All-American status, or really first team or second team ACC as well. Just joking. Brown, Cox, Smith, all first team SEC. Brown had a good average. We really just didn't get him the ball enough, and I just don't think that we're built to ground and pound, as Bowman is now all ACC first team member as well. And again, this is preseason, so hopefully everything works out. Gore is a problem. He might be related to Frank. I'm not quite sure. Burks, tied in. He is second team All ACC as well. But yeah, we're going to have to make sure we tackle during the Duke game, because he could really be a thorn in our backside. Hall and Lane also make it to the ACC second team. Indiana is their number 1 team in the nation, followed by Virginia Tech and Michigan. The top 3 teams are A minus respectfully. Texas A&M, A minus overall as well. Florida rounds out the top 10. Oklahoma has an A rating for their overall. They are number 11. Florida State's number 14, Wisconsin, then Iowa, then Arizona. Georgia's number 18, followed by Alabama, and UTEP is number 20. Missouri, 21, Illinois, LSU, Baylor, and then Arizona State. So where are we? Are we top 30? We are top 30 by the hairs of our chinny chin chin. We are B overall, B minus offense, A minus defense, and a B for special teams. That should be higher because Cox is coming back, and he was a punt returner of the year, or returner of the year. So game number 1 was versus Alabama. We will get the job done. 9-5. A high-scoring baseball game. You know what I'm saying? High-scoring hockey game, high-scoring soccer game, whatever you want to go with. That's what that game was. Then we come back and we beat Georgia Tech. So we are 2-0, and we are ranked number 23 in the nation. You love to see it. I love to see it. We all love to see it. Green is balling out. 19 of 33, 376 yards, and a grip of touchdown passes. Versus the Zips, he will go 23 of 34. So his accuracy is what I love. He also has good arm talent. Newton had good arm strength. I meant strength, not talent, for a Green as well. So they both had good arm strength. But the accuracy for Green is what put him over the edge for me. I did not feel like we needed a running quarterback as of right now. That might change. Green may leave early. He may stay for his senior year. If that happens, Newton will still have a year of eligibility. He could also transfer if that's what he wants to do. We will come back and beat North Carolina State. That's right. Chris Brown, 20 carries, 95 yards, no touchdowns, but averaging 4.7 yards a carry is a good look if you ask moi. All right, so we beat the Wolfpack. They had a decent day throwing the football. They had a decent day running the football, but Smith, 183 yards, 3 TDs on 11 receptions. Cox chipped in with 6 for 49 plus a touchdown. So the Atlantic looks like that for the ACC, and the Coastal looks like this. We are on top right now. We are on pace to make it to an ACC title game, but we have not hit the gauntlet just yet. Boston College, they're like, what's up? And we might have been looking ahead. Why would we be looking ahead when Boston College was probably better than we were last year? It's because Maryland is the next game, and Maryland is ranked #1 in the nation. That's right. Maryland is the best team in college football. Boston College, not so much. They come to North Carolina and they put hands on us 48-24. Looking at our defensive numbers, I'm like, yo, where are the sacks? The sacks are decent, but where are the interceptions again? So again, it's like we got to fool around with some of these defensive sliders and stuff like that. But Moore has 3, Lane has 2. Beck has 1, and Lattimore has 1. So hopefully, man, we're facing the #1 team in the nation. Our defense got to do better. So we're going to be a little more aggressive on defense, even more so. And we're also going to sub a little bit more because sometimes these guys get tired and I don't know what's what. But 34-31, unranked UNC beats #1 Maryland. You see it. You heard it here first, man. Only ran the ball with our top 2 backs a total of 8 times. Maybe maybe we go spread and we just air things out straight SMU Texas Tech style. I don't know. All I do know is that they have a runner. They ran the ball 35 times, 36 times with their running back, got over 100 yards, barely though. So our defense going aggressive might be the way to do things, because if you go aggressive on defense, you're either going to get turnovers or you're going to, give up big plays. But either way, the offense gets the ball right back, and that's what I want. Chris Brown chipped in with 17 carries for 91 yards and 2 TDs, but it wasn't enough as we lose to Virginia Tech. We beat #1 Maryland. We're all over social media, and then we get spanked because we wake up and realize, Virginia Tech is trying to play football. And then, that's what they did. They came, they saw, they conquered. Virginia would beat us 49-35 right now. We will beat Virginia. The game was at Virginia. We will beat them 49-35, and we beat the U. We have finally beat Miami, and we are back in the top 25. So we can see the progression slowly but surely. We are doing our thing. We get another tight end, Rivers. He's coming to town. That's a good look. And then yet another tight end as Wagner. He comes to town as well. He's from California, which is a good look. Want to start opening up that pipeline, because again, when you're a pipeline school to a certain state, certain guys from that state will be more willing to come to your program, which is a good look. These are the guys that we are missing out on. He's going to University of Tennessee. The SEC always gets the best linemen. Stanford, you got a smart guy and a guy that plays football as well. So there you go. So Indiana is yet again your #1 team in the nation, followed by Texas Tech. UTEP, Mississippi State was #1 in the nation. They lost to Alabama. Stanford's back in the top 10. Purdue is working their way up to 12. And Maryland has lost again, this time to LSU. That's tough, playing LSU this late in the season. That's tough. But hey, they're on the schedule. You got to play. USC, they will lose to Cal. North Kakalaka, we're up in the top 15, baby. You see it. Respect us. Duke is a top 25 team as well. Look at Gore, 245 yards. 1,031 yards, 4.2 yards is his average with 8 TDs. So I'm like, let's focus more on the run game for this game. Last game of the season, let's put hands on them. Second to last game of the season, let's put hands on them. Duke will beat us by 3. Chris Brown chipped in with 2 touchdowns on the ground. But Gore, 35 attempts, $153. 4.4 was his average, plus a touchdown. He was just too hot to handle, and there are no other mitts on the football field. 8 catches, 91 yards for Smith, went in the touchdown as well. Look at Hoffman, 7 for over $1 and a touchdown. He was out there balling, but we will come back and lose to Wisconsin. You thought I was going to say win. No. So we lose our last 2 games of the season. We are probably not going to be in the top 25, and that absolutely sucks. You got Miami of Ohio. They beat Toledo. Florida, they are going to beat Alabama 35-23 in the SEC title game. #1, Texas Tech beats #25, Kansas State, who's back in the Big 12 game, but they can't get the job done. Duke is in the SEC title game, and they lose to Florida State. And #3, UTEP, 41 points to 7 over Memphis. About to say Minnesota, over Memphis. My gosh. Ted Williams, he's our Heisman winner. Another Texas quarterback. Last year was Texas A&M. This time it's Texas Tech. 4,583 yards, 49 TDs. No rushing attempts, you saw that. Just straight air raid, throw the ball, get the ball out your hands, do your Vegas of fizzles. When it comes to our quarterback, 3,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, just 15 interceptions. I think Green was the right decision. Hopefully you guys are with me on that as well. So, White, no touchdowns, but he had a decent average of 4.2 carries. Again, we're just not running the ball that much. We're really passing the ball a lot. And Smith, 1,000 yards for him, 13 TDs. Cox, 753 receiving and 8 receiving TDs as well. Most pancakes on the team goes to Gussie Mumasi. He had a good season, man. As a freshman, 19 pancakes that led the squad. Look at Riley as a true sophomore. 18 tackles for loss, 7 sacks to lead the squad as a defensive tackle. Who you think you is? The Warren Sapp or somebody like that? And then, picks, Hall had 3, and I believe Moore had 3 as well. Ted Williams, he is All-American. Let me know if you guys want to see the All-Americans. Obviously, with everything I show you, it makes the video longer, with that, which I'm okay with. I just don't want the video to be any boring. I don't want boring. I do not want boring, all right? But here goes your All-Americans. Hoping to see somebody in blue, because that means they came from UNC, that came from our school. But I don't know if that's what we're going to see right here. The SEC is represented fairly well, especially on defense. Texas Tech got 2 linebackers. What is going on in the universe? Texas Tech playing defense? Get out of here. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Kansas got a strong safety in their kicker first team. So let's go to the first team All ACC. You got Smith, you got Burks. The passing game was a catalyst for us. That is a great look to wrap up the year for us. Hall, also first team All ACC, 29 tackles, and he had 3 interceptions. I think I mentioned that before. Chris Brown, 174 carries. Not a lot of carries, but 800 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? That's not bad at all. I think most running backs would take that. You get to preserve your legs for the NFL. He still has another year of eligibility, but you know what I'm saying? He could go pro if he wanted to. North Carolina, 56. Idaho, 10. Stop putting us in the Champ Sports Bowl. We do not want them bowl games no more. And I know what you think. We'll earn a better one. You right. We will earn a better one. But I like don't put us there to begin with, because we're just going to embarrass any school that you put in there. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Holiday Bowl, Texas A&M, they beat Stanford. Sun Bowl, Michigan falls to Arizona. Wyoming over SMU. Outback Bowl, Alabama, they beat Illinois. Pittsburgh, they lose to Duke. South Carolina beats Purdue. UTEP lost big to USC. Yeah. And this is why schools like that aren't in the college football playoff. I'm telling you, I thought it was better with the computer, because it made everybody be like, okay, we got to win. And it's like, it is what it is. So these are the numbers for Green. 18 of 23, 445, and 6 TDs in the bowl game. Absolutely redunculous, all right? Chris Brown, he is going to go pro. Yeah, he's a junior. He could play another year. But if you feel like you can go pro, I mean, you might as well, especially at the running back position. There's only so many carries and so many hits that you can put on your body before your wheels start to get flat. And by wheels, I mean your ankles and your knees, the 2 biggest joints for a running back. Those are pretty important. Your shoulders are important too, but it's really them knees and them ankles. Get your mobility up. So we get the best guard in the nation, 5-star recruit. We missed out on this receiver. He's going to Arizona State. Another guard. We got 3 guards that are 5 stars. Got a cornerback that's a 5-star in Jackson as well. Get a tight end, who I already mentioned. We miss out on the athlete, but we get a tackle. Miss out on another tackle. Miss out on a quarterback. Miss out on a punter. We come back, though, we get another guard. We are going to be pass protecting the heck out of our quarterback, but we also want to be able to open up runs when we do, or open up lanes when we do decide to run the football. Running the ball is not our biggest priority, but we have to do it. Indiana's the top class, followed by Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Florida, Stanford, Texas A&M, Virginia Tech, UCLA, Nebraska, Maryland's top 10 class. North Carolina, we just missed out. Only 13 recruits, because again, I ain't really trying to cut nobody. So 4 5 stars, 4 4 stars, and 5 3 stars. Solid recruiting class, if you ask me. South Carolina's right there. So there's a border, but we're going inside their state. They're coming to our state, and we're recruiting the heck out of these these high school football players, future college football players, to try to get the job done. Florida State runs out the top 15 as far as recruiting goes. Green bumped himself up to 86. Newton, he bumped himself up as well, but he's just 84. So the quarterback room, pretty solid. Not complaining about that. Running back room, this is where it's starting to get dicey. This is where, like, okay, we have to get our running back in recruiting. We have to. It's paramount. Cox is going to be our number one receiver at 89 overall, followed by Holland at 82. Then Neal at 80. He comes in with 96 speed, talking about Neal. So that's a good look. Remember, only people that you can train, training results, only people that you can train are people that were on the squad last year. Incoming recruits do not get the benefit of training. It's kind of weird like that, but it's also not, because you do most of the training in the spring, and most of the time, especially back in 06, most guys will not get to campus until summertime or the fall. We do get a lot of guys, graduating high school earlier now to get to college campus so they can participate in spring ball, but for the most part, these guys are coming in midsummer, late summer, fall. That's when these guys are typically getting there at your program. Hall is now up to 94 overall with 93 speed. That's a good look. Free safety, Lane. He can run and he can hit. Love it. Strong safeties, balling out. A little bit slow, but hey, they're strong safeties. They're just undersized linebackers, if you ask me, okay? They're just undersized linebackers. So Brown gonna get this red shirt. Again, we want competition. We want talent. We want guys to work, push each other to work. Just again, and it's not like, I hate you type of competition, not egotism. No, we want to make this program as good as we possibly can, and you need guys pushing each other to be great. So we will redshirt Deadman, our center, as well. Receiver heavy, running back heavy as well. We have to get one of these 5-star running backs. It is a must. Scouts, recruits, your jobs depend on getting us 5-star running backs. If you don't, get out, okay? And that's real talk. That's real talk, money. Get out. If you are not going to deliver a 5-star halfback, I'm going to have to choke you. I'm just joking. I ain't choking nobody, but I'm just saying. It's paramount that we do that. Green, Heisman watch list. Okay, top 5 candidate at number 3 right now. Number 11 in your program. Number 1 in that heart. Indiana's ranked number 1 still, followed by Florida, USC, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Florida State, LSU, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Stanford, Arizona. The Pac-12 represented fairly well. Iowa, Michigan in your top 15, followed by Maryland. Number 16 is Alabama, then South Kakalaki, Purdue, Arizona State, Cal. Number 21, North Kakalaki. Respect the Tar Heels. We have a B+ overall, B- offense, A+ defense. That's what I wanted. Linebacker core is flat out beastly. Let me repeat that. Linebacker core is flat out beastly. We have to keep that going, all right? We have to keep that going. So let's jump in. This is technically we started this at the end of season. I don't know what season it was, but that would have been like, let's just call that season 1. So this would be the start of season 4 of this little video or whatever. So, but we have fast forward, technically like 3 seasons. Let's just say that. Fast forward about 3-4 seasons, whatever you want to call it. I would just say 4. Let's just say 4. So we let me take that back. We lost to Alabama. We beat NC State. We are 3-1. White averaging a decent amount. Davis averaging a decent amount. But again, we're not heavy on just one running back doing their thing. If we can get that 5-star guy, we will feed him like old school Big Ten running backs. Remember Tim Biakabatuka, like a Tyrone Wheatley. Who did Penn State have? What was his name? Ernest Enos. Give him the ball like 100 times. Eddie George got like 50 carries. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but it's going to be like that if we can land a 5-star guy. If we don't, it probably will be running back by committee until then. Cox balling out, 146 yards on a touchdown. Davis with a touchdown. Holland 4 for 101 plus a touchdown. Doing our Thuggus of Thizzles versus Boston College. We beat Georgia Tech. So right now we're doing our thing in the ACC. We did lose to Alabama, but that's out of conference, so we're not too worried about that. We also beat Florida State When was the last time we could say that at UNC that we beat Florida State 37-27 is the final. White, 26 carries, a $123, averaging 4.7 yards a carry. You love to see it. You love to see it. And then when it came to the passing or the receiving numbers, Cox coming in with 9 catches, a $134, and 2 touchies. And then I believe White out of the backfield scored a touchdown as well. So we get a halfback from Indiana. 5-star recruit, 5'11", 195, coming to town. That's what we needed. We continue to win in the ACC. We beat Virginia. They're ranked number 19. We're ranked number 12, and it is a good day. Another game where it's running back by committee. Davis had more carries than White. He chipped in with 41 on the ground plus a touchdown. Virginia was able to light it up through the air, but not to the point where they're getting touchdowns, as Davis, 11 catches, 245, and 3 TDs. You see this. You see it. We get a receiver. After that performance, every receiver wanted to come to UNC. We are on our way. Tar Heels. We are on our way to being a force in the ACC. But you know what time it is? It's time to play Miami. And Double D's wants to get suspended. Dan Dennis getting suspended for the first half of the game versus Miami. And I don't know if it cost us, but those are the numbers. 38-21 is the final. 17 carries for White, 57 yards. The passing numbers are going to be good because Green lit it up. He missed only 9 passes, 6 catches for Davis, 47, 5 for 99, and 2 TDs. I don't know who that was. Maybe that was Cox. Most likely that was Cox who caught that many passes. We come back, though, when we beat Virginia Tech. So because we lost to Miami, we're probably going to miss out on the ACC title because they're in the coastal side of the ACC as well. Robinson, 33 carries, a workhorse for Virginia Tech, just wasn't enough. 9 catches for Davis, 6 for Holland. You love to see it. You love to see it. I love to see it. We get a revenge versus unranked Duke. We're number 11 in the nation. We are a top 25 team, top 15 team. By the time it's all said and done with conference championship games and so on and so forth, we can much rather be a top 10 team. We are on our way. Cox, 8 catches, a $103 and a touchdown. Davis, 8 for 32 and we are just out here doing our thuggish fizzles. Green, another 3,600 yard campaign, 38 touchdowns. White, 700 yards on the ground, averaging 4.1 yards a carry. Davis averaging 4.4 yards a carry. Our ground game as a whole got 10 touchdowns. Again, we're not asking them to do too much on the ground. If they can chip out in the passing game like Zach White did, you see 18 receptions, I believe 3 touchdowns through the air. That's a good look. Again, running back by committee next year, and even in the upcoming years, that would change. We got our 5-star recruit from Indiana. He must know Van Lasser from his Indiana Hoosier coaching days. Like, he's a legend. I want to play for him. No matter what state he's coaching in, I want to play for that guy because he knows how to set up the run game. Just offensively, Van Lasser is an absolute genius. Lane's out for the season. That sucks that it is his senior year, and there's no red shirt. There's no medical red shirts in this game. That does suck, okay? At some point, this game is going to get so outdated, but as of right now, it's not. As of right now, it's not. It's still pretty fun. And does any current NCAA game have medical red shirts? Maybe a mod does. Maybe there's a modded one. Does the new revamped 2014 one have medical red shirts? I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Miami, they will beat Maryland. So Miami should be going to another national championship game. Nebraska, they beat Texas Tech. So Texas Tech's going to be on the outside looking in. They were ranked number 3. UTEP, they beat UAB. So UTEP, not ranked, but another good season. Back-to-back years for Texas Tech winning the Heisman. Not the same quarterback. Last year was Ted Williams. This time it's Anthony Robinson as a redshirt senior. Do you see what happens when you get redshirt guys? Not the greatest, receiver. The quarterback is underneath them. Receiver, 128 reception, over 2,000 yards. I was about to say, for a quarterback, 2,000 yards passing, that's not going to get the job done. Then I looked again. It's a receiver from Texas Tech. 128 over 2,000. Aaron Coley style out here. My gosh. And then we put hands on Cincinnati. Let's go. 55 for 17. 55-17, I should say. Davis, 9 for 157. Holland, 5 for 50 with no touchdowns. It was Davis that got the touchdown. And then Reed. Was that Reed? Yeah, Reed. No, not Reed. Yeah, Reed. 2 catches plus a touchdown for him. That's a great look. That is a great look. So now you want to see the Natty. Did Miami win the Natty? Because that is going to make our game versus them even more juicy in our next episode. Because again, I told y'all we were gonna go 30 seasons. I did not know how we're gonna go 30 seasons. I know we're gonna be playing like 5 gameplays in each video, and now we're just gonna be simming this, and I'm gonna be sitting back playing AD and Recruiter for this school, and just hoping that we don't get too many people suspended, and we can do our Thuggers of Fizzles. And it is Miami over Iowa, and when the controller was tripping, Miami over Iowa, 45-28. That's that. They're the national champs. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that the rest of the day is the best day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.